chips, cooked potatoes, bread, rice, cookies, coffee. All these have something in common. And the thing they have in common is that they can all have acrylamide. What the hell is acrylamide? Acrylamide is an organic compound, and this is the formula. This compound is not only found in foods, you can find it in different mines, refineries, factories, and also construction sites. This compound has been recently discovered, so it's something very new. 2002 in Sweden. They were building a tunnel in Sweden in 2002, and to try something new in building this tunnel, they use polyacrylamide, which is a form of plastic. This company didn't use this compound correctly. It started to rain and wash down, and the acrylamide washed up into the river nearby, a river that has a lot of cows living next to it. After a few days, they realized that all of the cows have gotten sick. When they test the cows, they realize that in their blood, there is a whole lot of acrylamide. Eventually, a chemist from the Stockholm University by the name of Margareta Törnqvist does her research to find out how these cows got sick because of this. She realized the acrylamide was washed into the river because of the mistake the construction company made. And when she continued her research on this organic compound, she realized that you can find acrylamide in a lot of different types of food. And she quickly found out that potatoes hold the most amount of it. Let's play a game. Do you see these 4 photos? In each section, which one would you prefer? You probably prefer the ones on the right, because they've been cooked longer and they probably taste a little better. These types of foods, both of them have acrylamide, but the ones that has been cooked for longer, the ones that look more dark, have more acrylamide. The most amount of acrylamide found in a food belongs to French fries, and of course, potato chips. When scientists looked at the statistic, the most amount of acrylamide Western countries consume is from French fries. Even if you boil potatoes, it could have acrylamide on it, but a lot less than fried. The acrylamide found on coffee is 1/5 of the one found on potatoes, but it still has it. But why is that? Because you cook coffee beans, and that causes the acrylamide to rise up. Another problem with cigarette is that it has a lot of acrylamide, and Japanese scientists were the first ones to figure this out. When you burn the tobacco and every other chemical thing that's around it, you enter a lot of acrylamide into your body. When they tested smokers and non-smokers, they realized that the acrylamide levels in smokers' body is much higher. The state of California has passed a law that any food that could have a lot of acrylamide to be labeled as a carcinogen. But a lot of scientists believe that this is a mistake because we truly haven't proven that acrylamide is cancer causing. But we know that it's not great for our body. Usually when foods have a high level of acrylamide, they're considered junk food. Things like French fries and potato chips. All these can make you fat and have high acrylamide. These are all bad for you and could cause cancer, but they don't know if it's the acrylamide or not. Scientists believe that the thing that rises the chance of cancer is bad diet and terrible food, but some scientists say the acrylamide has a lot to do with it. And the state of California, listen to these guys. You can find acrylamide in a lot of different foods, but the thing that lowers it or makes it higher is the way you cook it. When you fry food, it brings the acrylamide higher. Like when you let rice cook for too long, it has a lot of acrylamide because you kind of fry it at the bottom of the pan. When you bake food, it has a chance of having less acrylamide, and the lowest amount of acrylamide is boiling the food. Scientists say the way you cook it is the most important thing, and if you cook it fast and with high temperature, it has more acrylamide. When you put down a basket of fries into the hot oil, it quickly cooks and comes out in like 2 minutes. That has the most amount of acrylamide. Same thing when you let a bread toast for too long. Scientists test cooking fries in different types of oils so they can see which oil has the most amount of acrylamide. They tested all oils like olive oil, avocado oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, palm oil, and they realized that the acrylamide that was caused by these oils is all similar. They realized that it's not the oil that brings the levels up or down, but it's the temperature that it provides for the potatoes that causes the acrylamide to rise. You might say, what about barbecued meat? They get cooked on top of fire. No, different types of meats do not have acrylamide. Red meat, chicken, or fish. You can find acrylamide mostly in plants, like potatoes, rice, wheat, bread, and coffee, and a lot of other ones. So how can we lower the level of acrylamide and then eat it? Unfortunately, if you want to bring down the acrylamide, you have to get rid of the good taste. Like French fries, you have to fry it for less time. Don't overcook rice that it gets like this. Same thing with bread. Another method they realized that cook potatoes with rosemary. That brings the acrylamide levels way down. It has been a long time that rosemary has been used in different types of food. It's a form of plant that does not get demolished when you cook it in high heat. It also gives it a great taste and a great smell. But the amazing thing that it does, it lowers the acrylamide in the food. You could do something else with potatoes. If you're getting ready to fry some potatoes, if you put the cut potatoes in water for 10 minutes, then cook it, you will get rid of 2/3 of the acrylamide. Scientists say when you wash potatoes before cooking them, you get rid of a lot of the sugar on top of it. And it is the sugar of the potato that causes the acrylamide to grow in high heat. The FDA knows acrylamide as a carcinogen, but the FDA also considered red meat a carcinogen. And that means there's a chance of cancer, but it's not certain. But not just cancer, it could cause a lot of sicknesses to happen. Acrylamide is still a new discovery, and they're still researching on what it is and what it does. They might figure something out every day, but the ones we told you are the most recent news. So acrylamide could not be cancerous, but it's still not great for the human body, and it could lead to gaining a lot of weight.